Hello, welcome to the channel everybody. I'm John Raymond and today you're in for a good treat. So we're going to be going over penny collections and how to make money on them and what kind of pennies and coins you want to be collecting. So it'll be pretty interesting. Hit subscribe down below because there's always interesting things on how to flip houses, make money, and day trade, which is what I do. So today we're here in the back office at my business and we're going to be going over some pennies.
Okay, so to start with, we got an 1888 1-cent coin in relatively good condition. And of course, it's a Canadian one, and its value is about $12. Now, this one here would have been an okay one, but you see the date's kind of scratched out. I believe it's 1894, but the other issue is right there. Somebody drilled a little hole in it to make a necklace or something, which obviously brings down the value drastically. So it's probably only worth $2. And we got in 1908 penny. It's worth about $4 in okay condition, but you can see some minor scratches. And of course, when we actually put it in and look at it under a magnifying glass, you can tell that it is a little bit scratched up there. So here's another good one. This is an 1918, and it's worth about $6 now. And of course, when my grandfather bought this, he bought it for about $1. So pretty good return on investment in 25 years, and in good condition. Not too bad for 1918, which of course the War of 1918 would have been World War I. So always those war coins. Make sure you keep, and of course Depression coins too. So we go on to other pennies. We got 1928. We've got a few of them here, and that's a really nice looking penny too, in very good shape. And altogether they're worth about $6 each now, so they're going up quite a bit on those. So other ones that I got from Canada, we got 1928 penny. In pretty decent shape, worth about $3. I'm rounding all of these, of course, and going off of previous sales and listed sales for some of these pennies. 1935 penny, worth about $2 as well. 1920, that's a very interesting year, of course. We were in a depression, and those are actually in a huge windfall at that time, the Roaring Twenties. So it's always interesting holding pennies and, thinking of the history that's behind those pennies and what the people were doing during that year when they would have had that in their pocket. So very interesting. That one's worth about $20. 1936, of course, Germany was starting to invade other countries, so it's worth about $3. 1931, we were just getting out of a depression, or still kind of in it, I guess. Started in 29, and it's worth about $6. So altogether, the Canadian coins, they're very nice to collect, but not really a lot of buyers here in Canada for coin collections. So, in all honesty, if I was going to collect any coins, it would be, preferably American coins. So I'll show you some of the other ones as well. We'll go through some of these here. So we got a Newfoundland one. Those are always really fun to find. 1941 in Newfoundland. Of course, Newfoundland was probably one of the last provinces to join Canada, and real nice penny. They're worth about $20. They're pretty rare now to find, especially in Nova Scotia and other parts of Canada. And we got a Britain one of their newer pennies. That's a 1928. Yeah, that one's a cool one too, and it's worth only about $3. So Britain is pretty close to Canada as far as coin collecting. A few more coin collectors there, but still you won't see the crazy values that you see in the States. And we'll move on to nickels here. Nickels are pretty nice to keep too because of the color. 1961, not worth all that much. Think about it, maybe $1 maximum, maybe 50 cents or so. And we got this one here, of course, one of our victory coins after World War II was in 1945. And that's probably worth the most, at around maybe $20 or so. Right, so anytime that there's war or anything like that going on, make sure you hold those coins because they're going to go up the most. So 1955, on there is only probably worth $1 or less, maybe 50 cents or so, so not that much of an increase. 1950, same thing. Not really much going on in Canadian history there. So now on to the real exciting ones. So if you go into the American coins, I don't have many of them, but I do have a few. I'll show you the ones that I have. And these ones are going to go up probably the most in value. We get a 1944, and of course that's the year that America joined World War II. It's not in that great of a shape, so of course the price is going to be reflective of that too. And they're going for about $60 in good condition. This one here might be maybe $20 to $30 range at max. And then of course we got a 1985 P for Philadelphia. And they're worth quite a bit because there's an error on this one here that you can only tell with a magnifying glass, but quite valuable. The last one went for about $2,000. This one, exactly how much it's going to go for, I'm not sure, but it's in fairly good condition. And now, the most exciting one is a 1937 D for Denver, and it is a wheat penny. And its value, because of the small error that's on it, is worth about $10,000. So quite the find. Well worth going through a whole stack of pennies just to find that one. And it is a very good looking penny. Need to clean it and take some cleaner solution to it just to clean it up a little bit. But once it's cleaned, it will be in pretty good shape. There's not much wearing to it when you put it under a magnifying glass. So price, of course, is going to be whatever someone's willing to pay for it. But collecting American coins, far better than collecting the Canadian ones. You know, even though I'm Canadian and they're nice to look at, the actual value isn't increasing, you know, like the Americans ones. I mean, there's over 350 million Americans versus 37 million Canadians, so simple math on it. Definitely more people interested in collecting them. So there you go, I'll leave you with the oldest one, 1888. Fairly nice find. And that's my collection.
Okay, so here's what 1,000,000 times my money looks like. Right here. Huge find, really happy about it and excited. So 1937 D wheat penny. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. There's always videos on house flipping and investing. Of course, I day trade for a living and build companies and businesses and then sell them. So it's always stuff that's interesting. So please subscribe.